trendy people, and I've always wanted to understand trendy. Now I know trendy is not like a new thing that everyone keeps saying, hipster or hippie or whatever the category is. I felt like this is a very interesting a culture, and I've always wanted to understand more about it. So when I was in Sydney, there's this place called Newtown, and when I was working there, I found it a bit odd why people are wearing bare feet, or why just there's so much bizarre things going on. But I never understood why. And now for me, living in Preston in Melbourne, which literally wanted to make it as a trendy area, which I'm like a suburb away from Thornbury or Northcote, but I never understood because I never hang out with them or never study or acknowledge where they're from. So for the past month, I've been to an organic farm, and it really opened my eyes, like, to see why they are like, why this culture is like this sort of stuff. Now let's break down, their appearance. Well, they like to wear op shop clothes, charity shop, which you guys call it, or just literally no big brands, and they like to go to fancy coffee shops or restaurants. They also eat differently, organic food rather than supermarket what we're having. It makes me wonder why, and last month I went to this organic farm, and my supervisor was there as well. I didn't know if he's gonna be coming or not. So anyway, that's not the main story. So that's Kim. Oh, it's gonna find out you have any grass on your bag. Oh, yep, she's doing her business. The main story is that I've been walked through this whole farm, understand how animals being brought up in traditional organic way rather than what's going on right now. So it makes me realize, and I came up to him and I said, hey, why do people literally will buy organic food? I know it may sound dumb, but a tomato, for example, it's like $2 in the supermarket, but organic one they'll cost like $7 or $8. But why would you spend $8 on that tomatoes rather than that $2? I know this is GMO, I know it's been flooded with different chemicals, but that is not. But why? And this is why he came up to me. He's like, Will, in Australia, it's a very wealthy country, and you can afford better food. For example, people spend more money on their food, right? Healthy food. Or some people spend on luxury house or car. And that made me open my mind. I know to you guys it sounds like, oh, this is common sense, but it makes me realize that we have a choice of what we want in our life. We either want to be having a vanity lifestyle with everything we have, or or you want to look after your health and eat better food, more organic, traditional way. But as well, that made me think about, okay, now I understand why trendy people go eat like trendy restaurants or very fancy, expensive bars or whatever you name it. It makes me wonder. I was like, okay, I know Australia is a very modern country and everyone's moved forward. This is my belief, right? I believe trendy people are going backwards, but as well keeping up with a bit of modern. So for example, they like to do things very differently. So they like to go back in time in their parents' age. I don't know, is this the right word to say? But yeah, it's most likely, if you ever been to trendy suburbs or city, You often see a lot of op shops, a lot of art, you know, coffee, a lot of organic. I don't know, it's gluten. This whole thing is it's part of it, but I'll just put it gluten free, bread, etc., etc., etc. I think they want to go back, with their life, and go try to get as close as they can with their traditional lifestyle, where back then it wasn't like production of like goods or mass production of food, where they prefer like old clothes, where it look retro, it looks rad, which they call it, which is cool and very unique as well. Like they wanted to wear something that stands out, and I must admit they look pretty awesome. And like for us, like we wear like branded stuff, where those guys they just pretty much find whatever's cheap in op shop. Now I mentioned that they want to go backwards. I think they wanted to go keep in touch with their nature lifestyle. Like that's why they're very open. Like they're very 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 openness, and like they don't have like the vibe that you see them is like they're very bubbly, friendly, and as well they want to keep with the natural and take off their shoes and walk bare feet. For me, I reckon they wanted to get in touch with the natural nature, to be honest. But it's interesting to figure out like why they wanted to look after their health, eat proper food, or tasty coffee. I never drink any coffee, so I assume they're pretty tasty, because that's what a lot of people go there for, is for the trendy coffees. And yeah, I think that I understand about it. They wanted to get in touch with their nature by going backwards. And if they gotta buy new clothes rather than op shop, they'll get handcraft clothes, or they'll go for handcraft paints and natural organic food, and they have the money. Now I know, like, if you go on Google and type what's hipster, they go on where they get their money from or anything like that. I don't understand about that, but what I do know is that hipsters want to get close and going backwards, but as well with modern. And I feel like these guys are a lot more intelligent, because if they think of that way, they think ahead of their health and their life as well, by eating good stuff, enjoying a good lifestyle. As you may aware of going to these suburbs, they have a lot of op shops, a lot of happy, friendly environment. These guys are very freedom as well. And they like to use things and reuse things, as I mentioned before. Like they like to use charity clothes to look like that sort of style. They consume stuff as well, and try to make very creative with their arts. They wanted to go back in time and try to use things as eco as well. I think eco is like a new thing, and they think really modern ahead. That's why I said they're very intelligent. They care about the world, they care about their health, but not like us. We've been brought up to to have successful education, which lead us to better job, which is everyone is, but we've been brought up to have like a luxury mansion house or drive a nice car and this and that, where trendy people care about their health. They spend more money to have good food, good quality food, and as their money goes there. And as well, keeping alive, they like to use old stuff, as I mentioned before. Like you don't see them driving a nice luxury cars. They usually go for the old decent retro cars. And yeah, they like to use stuff as well and reuse them as well, like recycle stuff. Very eco. And this is my belief, and why I think that this is a very modern thinking, and this should be attached to all first world countries, because I know the third world countries do follow that sort of mindset, but I believe that the first world countries should follow this sort of stuff. And if the whole first world country are like trendy minded, this world would be one of the most peaceful country ever, because you can see you go to trendy suburbs, everyone's happy. That's the main thing. Everyone's really happy and joyful. But yeah, I think that, maybe I've covered a bit of hipster. Maybe there's more about this trendy or hipster or whatever the name is. If I'm wrong, can you please comment below, because I really wanted to know more about them. And they're the future. Our future, of commercial farming or whatever, or mass production, it's killing a lot of stuff. But at the same time, it's fast money, but at the same time, it kills the world. Anywho, comments below, okay?